Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, the Cartoon Hotspot, and today I'll be analysing the episode Mega Leech. Now, Mega Leech is episode 10 of season 4, so technically we're going back in time and this episode is sort of like a filler episode, but don't let that fool you. Something big occurred towards the end of the episode, which I will talk about later on in this analysis. So before we get into it, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you're new, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on that bell button for post notifications. Without further ado, let's begin. The episode begins with Mylène, who appears to be giving herself a sort of pep talk or meditation, and Ivan is waiting for her outside the bathroom. They have a little moment where they share a quick kiss, which was cute, but hold on. We got an Ivan and Mylène kiss, but still not an Ali and Nino kiss? And no, I refuse to call them DJ Wi-Fi. DJ Wi-Fi. Of all ship names, the fandom had to pick DJ Wi-Fi. But yeah, that didn't sit right with me. We're still waiting for an Ali and Nino kiss. Anyways, at the park, Mylène and Ivan are protesting against a project by the mayor to cut down the trees and replace it with a more eco-friendly building. The mayor orders Officer Roger to arrest them, and obviously all the commotion has woken Marinette from her slumber. And of course she's overslept and late for school. Typical Marinette. When Miss Bussier calls the register and finds that Mylène and Ivan are not present, Marinette explains that the two of them were arrested because they were protesting. Shocked and repulsed by what she's heard, Miss Bussier calls Officer Roger and orders him to release them. She and the class then leave the classroom and head for the park. Now, not to be salty or anything, actually I'm still pretty salty, but whatever, Miss Bussier needs to keep the same energy. Because back in season 3, when Marinette was accused of some pretty awful stuff and nearly got expelled, she was pretty silent about it and did nothing despite knowing the type of student Marinette is. But suddenly now she's ready to throw hands for Mylène. No shade to Mylène, I just found that a tad bit annoying. The class arrive at the park and protest against the project. The mayor tries to convince them to come on board with it, showing them an advert of Adrien with a new fragrance which apparently is called Oxygen. Okay, I mean, would the fragrance even smell of anything? It's oxygen, or am I just being an idiot? Like, I'm pretty sure oxygen has no scent. And why would the mayor even try to sell a fragrance of oxygen? They're basically selling air and they want the Parisians to buy air. What? Anyways, the new tower being built in replace of all the trees being cut down is supposed to apparently help overcome the problem of pollution, and the mayor explains that Gabriel Agreste invested in this project himself. Adrien appears guilty and confused because he had no idea of this. Gabriel lied to him and told him it's for a new perfume ad. Defeated and cornered, Mylène retracts, but to her rescue comes Marinette, who kind of tricks the mayor into telling the truth. She basically asks the mayor what his objective is. Building the new tower, then selling the oxygen fragrance to the people of Paris, in which they're going to end up throwing away, leading to even more pollution as the fragrance bottles will end up in the sea. And the mayor says yes. And the citizens are not impressed. Now, Marinette, your inner ladybug is showing. Like a lot. The way she kind of manipulated him into admitting the truth was just so smart. The citizens refuse to leave and Mayor Bourgeois calls Gabriel to help him, but Gabriel, being Gabriel, just tells him to sort it out himself. And then we get our cute little Adrienne scene, which lasted for about 10 seconds, but I'm going to take my Adrienne crumb happily because Adrien could have picked literally anybody to hold hands with, and of course he picked Marinette. The mayor ends up getting reacclimatized into Malek Dictator, but this time with the aid of a sentimonster, Mega Leech, which releases multiple mini copies of Malek Dictator. The mini copies end up going into people's ears and mind controlling them. Mylène, Adrien and Marinette escape separately, and whilst Adrien transforms and fights off the mind controlled people, Marinette attempts to transform, but Mylène spots her and urges her to hide in the sewers. Marinette then pretends to be mind controlled so that she can find a safe spot to transform alone. Ladybug then meets up with Cat Noir and calls out her lucky charm and thinks she saved the day because she managed to capture an Akuma and an Amok in one of the miniature Malek Dictators. But it turns out every single copy of Malek Dictator has an Akuma and Amok in their stash. Ladybug concludes that they need more help. She tells Cat Noir to keep the mind control people busy while she gets the other heroes. She finds Mylène still in the sewers and proceeds to hand her a miraculous. But Mylène cuts her off, saying that she's not cut out to be a superhero because she's terrified of everything. But Ladybug states that Milen is worthy of being a superhero because it's not the fear that matters, it's how you overcome them, which Milen has. She then proudly gives her the Mouse Miraculous, and as Mula appears, they scare Milen. Mula was so wrong for that. Of all people to scare, they chose Milen. But I absolutely love Mula, like they're so cute and we definitely get along. Milen then summons her power of multitude, in which she makes small copies of herself, allowing her to free the mind-controlled people from Malik Dictator. Meanwhile, Ladybug finds Kagami, Max, Zoe and Nino and hands them their Miraculous. The heroes reunite, and this is the funny part. Cat Noir says, "Wait for me for the group pose." I love Cat Noir, just look at him posing, it's the model in him. And look at the heroes, Pegasus, Vesperia, Ryuko, Carapace. Honestly, this took me back to the season 2 finale where we saw the 5 heroes. Like, look how far we've come. They look so powerful, as they should. Vesperia paralyzes a sentimonster using her venom as Pegasus summons his Voyage. Ryuko then becomes Wind Dragon and gathers all the Akumas and Amoks in one place. What an icon. You guys don't understand how much I love Ryuko. This is a Ryuko fan club. Ladybug then captures and purifies all the Akumas and Amoks. And again, this took me back to the Origins episode where she showed Paris just how badass she is and that she's not to be messed with. She didn't come to play. The mayor then realizes his error and yeah, the trees are saved and everyone's happy, I guess. Polymouse de-transforms and Ladybug tells her that today she was a true hero, which I agree. Polymouse understood the assignment and did a phenomenal job, even when she was afraid, because like Ladybug stated earlier, true bravery is facing your fears and overcoming them. Oh, and I forgot to add, we got another Adrien crumb where Marinette says out loud that it's a shame the advert was wasted considering how handsome Adrien looks. And Adrien is like, what did you say? Adrien Han, I'm pretty sure you heard what she said and wanted her to repeat it. You're not fooling anyone. Adrien then arrives home to his father where he scolds him on going against him. Adrien tries to explain himself but Gabriel shuts him up, and this was the part that freaked me out. As Gabriel orders Adrien to go to his room, the camera zooms in on Gabriel's finger, which has the Graham de Vanilli ring. It appears that Gabriel was sort of twitching it, I guess. What could that mean? Well, I hate to break it to you, but the sentimonster theory might actually be true. And I'm not really going to talk much about this theory since one, it freaks me out so much. If it is true and Adrien really is a sentimonster, it will be a game changer. What would that mean for Adrienne? So many questions will be asked and a lot lies on this plot. Like, it could go very well if executed properly, or it could be a hot mess. And 2, there is already an amazing video by none other than the spectacular Maya.B Show. So go check out her sentimonster theory video. I promise you guys will be shook. I'll leave a link down in the description box below. Honestly, the only other explanation I could have for this scene is that Adrien is just very obedient because of how controlling Gabriel is. He's practically used to Gabriel shutting him up, which is so sad. Like, Adrien deserves so much better. And I'm at the point where I just don't care for Gabriel. All sympathy I had for him is gone, and to me, he's irredeemable. One final thing for me. I can't help but to feel that episode 9, titled Gabriel Aggressed, is a huge episode, and is linked to the ending scene we saw in this episode, Mega Leech. I've seen a few theories that Felix could have returned in that episode, or we'll finally find out what the significance the Graham de Vanilli rings have, or how Emily fell into the state she's currently in. No clue, but I really hope we get the episode soon. As for shoutouts will be in my theory video. I don't usually do shoutouts in analysis vids, so stay tuned for my theory video later on this week. You guys are going to love it. So on a whole, this episode wasn't too filled with action, and I've been getting that vibe a lot from season 4. It can't just be me who's thinking, wow, the writers have definitely changed the formulas when it comes to the episodes. Like, nearly all the episodes we've seen so far from this season have tend to focus more on the character interactions and character development than the main battle. Like, the main battle lasts for about 5 minutes, and to be honest, I'm here for it because it's building up to something major. It's like it's luring us into thinking nothing's happening, but in reality a lot is happening behind the scenes that we don't know or that we will soon be in for a surprise. But in general, I enjoyed this episode. Polymouse was a serve and we got to see the heroes together. It was just a fun episode. Also, unrelated, but the Portuguese dub is slowly growing on me. I won't be surprised if the entire fandom becomes fluent in Portuguese by the time the season has finished airing. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give this a like and share this video. But now I want to put it to you guys. What are your thoughts on this episode? Did you love it? Hate it? What was your favourite moment? Let me know down in the comments below. As for today, that's it from me and I'll see you again next time. Bye!